Bonnie Jones is in the house. I'm 67, dating a great guy, 16 months. But it's so challenging. Everything you're saying is so true. Challenging is an understatement. Life partners allow for each other to reinvent the relationship. Yeah, listen, I mean, today's relationships are rather casual because they're not building a life together. If you're not building a life together, then you're just sharing a life with each other, but you're not building something. And if you're not building something, it can be potentially problematic because by the way, the minute there's a conflict, you're like, I'm done. See, people in casual relationships, the minute there's a conflict, here, I want to go back to that. The minute there's a conflict, people run. This is why most relationships, why people go from relationship to relationship to relationship, because they're not working through it. This is one of the biggest challenge with midlife dating is people aren't good at conflict resolution skills. They're not good at communication skills with one another. And so this can be a problematic. So, it's like deciding, are we doing this for the long run? And if we are, what are we going to do when conflicts arise? Are we going to work through our conflicts? Given that the most significant conflict centers around money, centers around sex, centers around conflict resolution, if you haven't learned how to navigate your differences and resolve them in a healthy way, this is going to be problematic. And Bonnie, you're a perfect example of a significant percentage of my population is that this is like, can be our last chance at relationship in our 60s or 70s. And are we going in with intentionality, or are we just simply going in for companionship, connection, and sex? If you get to have sex, is it casual? Or is it something leading to long-term? And I think it requires grown-up conversations in the early stage of dating instead of being ambivalent to all. That's my opinion on that. Bonnie, great question. Thanks for posting. If you have a comment, anyone post a comment below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Cindy says, the healthy lifestyle you described is an issue with my current relationship. Many other good attributes, but concerned overcoming this one. We'll be watching this again or maybe calling you. So, healthy lifestyle. Folks, for those of us in midlife, this is really a critically important factor to consider. Do you care about your health? That really matters. Do you care about your health? Now, I don't mean that you're literally doing blood tests every day to determine you're eating properly, but do you care about your health? See, midlife relationships is more challenging because we have, it's not about making babies and raising a family. It's like, are you going to be there for me when I get sick? And most of us want to maximize our life. We want to maximize our time with someone. So if someone doesn't value health, listen, I try to eat healthy, but I do occasionally eat processed food. But I would say 80-90% of the time, I do my best to eat healthy, just from a personal perspective. And yes, I could stand to lose a few pounds. But I am mindful that health is an important factor for a successful relationship. This is why I go to regular doctor visits. This is why I take medication for my heart, because I have hypertension. I care about my health. If someone doesn't care about their health and they are with somebody who cares about their health, it's not about whether or not you're a vegan or not. This isn't the issue of being a vegan or a vegetarian. This is more, how important is a healthy lifestyle to you? Because if someone doesn't care about their health and someone does, that's a value difference. And you don't need a body to be happy. You want a partner in your life. You want someone to go the distance. You want someone to hold your hand when you're going through chemotherapy. You want someone to wipe the vomit from your face when you're going through chemotherapy. You want someone to drive you to the colonoscopy appointment. You want someone that encourages healthy life. In fact, the reason why men live longer in relationship, men don't value their health the same as women do. Men live longer because women push them to go to the doctor more frequently. So, Cindy, you're absolutely right. Healthy lifestyle is critically important, I believe. And and while there are many other attributes, I think it's important to express it from a heart-centered place. Your health matters to me. Your health matters to me. Would you be open to shifting your lifestyle so we can maximize our life together? Would you be open to that? And then you have to decide, are the other attributes solid enough to say, hey, we're still building a life together? This was a great question, Cindy. Thank you for posting it. Hey, everybody, I'd like to hear your thoughts on what I just shared. Post a comment below. I do my best to read them all in the first 24 hours. I think that was a great question. And Sassy wants to follow up with that. Misalignment on core values on lifestyle should have been easily identified in the beginning. I know you all moved in together since it was an expensive California. She mentioned it was one. Okay, so someone's coming back to my, Sassy, you're talking about my circumstances with my partner. Folks, in retrospect, it's interesting because lifestyle compatibility is a challenge. And in my last relationship, we dove in rather fast. We were aligned in some areas. The Venn diagram did match up in a few areas, but ultimately what we didn't realize, I think this was important, and this is a perfect time to talk about this. What I didn't realize is what my core passion was and her core passion was different. And while our Venn diagram crossed each other a little bit, ultimately, we didn't identify that as fully. And I am very mindful of that going forward. Folks, I can't begin to stress the importance of a shared passion together. That's the glue that keeps a relationship together. We kind of shared each other's passion. I share a little passion for travel in the case of her, and she kind of shared a little passion, but ultimately this is where we were in two different places in our lives. And I didn't see that going in. I'm going to own that. I didn't see that going in, Sassy. But it didn't mean that there wasn't value from the experience. I am so radically grateful for the relationship. I learned so much about myself in this relationship. I was able to heal so much during this relationship. And she even shared with me personally, I grew so much in this relationship. So we were perfectly aligned for what we needed in that point in our life. We were perfectly aligned to help each other grow. And that's ultimately the value in a relationship. I think the purpose of a relationship is to help each other grow as individuals. And just because it didn't go the distance didn't mean that relationship didn't have a significant amount of value. I am so radically grateful for that relationship. It helped me grow. It helped me learn. I had a wonderful time. We had a wonderful relationship. It wasn't meant to go the distance, and that's okay too. Folks, I'm here to say if it doesn't go the distance, that's okay too. We've got to let go of this narrative. Now, again, at this stage in our lives, we went in looking at from a life partner perspective. We evaluated each other from a life partner perspective, and we realized we weren't life partners. Could that have been determined earlier? Probably. But it takes as much time as it needs to take. It's about but we were mindful with each other. We connected with each other on a regular basis and we talked it out. And if I was younger, I would do things a lot differently. But that's the whole point of life. We learn through our experiences. I don't think I would have listened to if I was talking to my younger self, I wouldn't have listened to me. I had to experience all this. And folks, this isn't a destination. A relationship isn't about the destination. Again, I'm still a life partner based coach. It's encouraging life partner base. But ultimately, this is a journey of self-discovery. This is a journey, folks, of self-love. And that's what I'm here to encourage everyone to dive into self-love. Is this sinking in? Is this resonating? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Post a comment below. Michelle has just pointed out, Jonathan, you are the best, Jonathan. 6 months into a growing partnership, I turned 59. I just finished my master's. We both need to lose weight. Living together would help, but I don't want to push it too quickly. You know, I know this is, a challenge to blend lives with someone, because the minute you move into each together, you're blending lives from a financial perspective as well. A lot of people are moving in together and doing test drive relationships. But here's the thing: if you're going to do it together, have a plan first and foremost. Talk about your emotions significantly on a regular basis. Do regular check-ins with one another. Go to workshops to learn effective communication skills. If you go in intentionally, you have a greater chance for success. But if you go in ambivalently, it's going to be more problematic. Is this sinking in? Is this resonating? I want to hear what you think about what I just shared. Post a comment below. I'd like to hear your thoughts.